Shit. How do you do, buckaroos? This is Tom the Beer Whisperer. How the heck are you, my friends? Wow. Oh, wow, man. So anyways, I digress. I have... Take it back, top focus, dude. A Cathedral Square Bourbon aged Holy Moly. This is aged. It's 10% aged in. Darn it, my belly's turning the stove on. It's a barrel aged imperial stout. It's aged in Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels. I knew that. Holy Tom. Bring it back, dude. Okay, so anyway, this is my second beer of the day, and probably my last one. Because the first beer of the day was the... Son of a bitch. It was the Heritage Brewing. Wow, man. Shit, I just lost it. It was the Heritage Brewing Scott American Ale. So I'm chasing it with a bourbon barrel aged beer. I bet you're crazy, man. I've been wanting to try this one. This one actually only runs about $8 a bottle. So if it is good, it's certainly worth $8 a bottle. Since most of the style run about $20 a bottle. The nose is very nice. I'm getting some deep chocolate malt going on initially. A tad bit of smoke. Oh yeah, it's nice. I'm going to get through all of it before I make a decision here. My initial, hold on, let me take another sip before I say what I was about to say. Oh yeah, actually I was wrong. So anyway, wow. Yeah, I was telling you I was getting more chocolate malt on the nose. I certainly get that on the palate as well. Along with some big notes of roasted barley. I do get the bourbon. I think what I was going to say was not the. I had the what do they call it now? I don't remember the name of it, but it was the bourbon barrel aged beer from Abita, and I felt like it wasn't a bad beer, especially for the price at about $10 a bottle. But it felt like it was almost a training wheels version of the style. All the bourbon barrel notes felt very muted. They were there, they were in there, they were pleasant. There was nothing off or wrong about the beer, but there was nothing big or memorable about it either. And this one was only $8 a bottle, and I'm feeling the notes here as well as I'm getting the flavor. Let me say this: I'm getting the flavors that I want in a style like this, as well as some that I've spent $20 for or more. I was going to say initially that I didn't say the flavor. Wasn't going to say the flavors were muted, but I was going to say they were very well balanced and not big and over the top. And I guess I still feel that way, but they are very, very apparent. And I think sometimes when people don't like a beer like this, or they don't, I've heard folks that their complaints about bourbon barrel aged beers or whiskey barrel aged beers in general is that they feel that it takes over the beer. My assessment has always been, I love what it does. It doesn't take away, but it adds. But I have had a few where that whiskey barrel does overpower the initial beer. In this one, this is almost a textbook example of the style. Whereas, you know it's an imperial stout. That's what you feel right away. And then you feel some of that bourbon. You feel some of those bourbon notes. You feel the charred white oak. You feel those vanilla, some caramel that you get from a bourbon barrel. You certainly feel that white oak, but it never overpowers the initial imperial stout. However, unlike the other one that I talked about, you also know they're there. They come out in a big way. And that was my biggest issue with that other beer, the Abita, was that they never really, they just kind of, oh, I'm here, and I'm going to hide. It was kind of, they weren't there enough. Not for somebody that wants, if it's labeled a bourbon barrel stout, by God, I want to know. And that's what this one does. It lets you know. But Also, what I say it's a textbook version of the style is it never ever goes over the top. It never goes wah. You know, and that's going to depend on what you're looking for. If you want that crazy wow hit you on the noggin beer, this may not be your favorite. But I can't imagine anybody that loves the style not liking this beer because it gives you all the flavors you want in this style. It does, in a great big way. Oh, wow. Again, the first thing I really notice on the nose and the palate is big chocolate malt. I feel some huge roasted barley. And then I feel that bourbon. I just feel like it's blended perfectly. This really is textbook 101. If you're a home brewer out there wondering how you want to make a bourbon barrel imperial stout, this is one I recommend for every home brewer to buy, because this is how you want it balanced. It is done perfectly. My hat's off to the folks at Cathedral Square. I am a fan. I usually deal with Jared out there. I seem to run into him at all the beer fests. But hey, I love Cathedral Square. Give it a shot if they happen to get to your neighborhood.